Hi Caspar, on the 13th of February 2019, and we're back to Greece, and I always like going back to Greece, I must say. I think their wines are stunning, and they're realising all sorts of potential, and have so many indigenous grape varieties that are so exciting, and this is just one of them. This is 2017 Moschofilero. Feast is the name of the range. There's a red and a white feast from the Semeli winery in the Peloponnese. Moschofilero being an interesting grape. It's actually one of those strange grapes like Pinot Gris, like Gewürztraminer, that's neither really white nor red. When it ripens, it turns sort of pinkish hue, and you can produce rosé wine from it. I think sweet wines are made from it, sparkling wines are certainly made from it. This is a dry white wine. Moschofilero, I believe the name comes from the fact that when ripe the grapes have such sucrosity that the vineyard is full of flies attracted by the smell. Anyway, nice pale sort of straw lemon colour, very clear. And it's got the signature aroma of this grape variety, which is a sort of a Turkish delight rose garden, sort of spicy smell. A lot of almost a hint of lychee about it. It's got that, yeah, you know, you could sort of find comparisons with Gewürztraminer, although it's not quite that exuberant. It's certainly exotic, I think, is the word to describe it. But it's a dry nose. It's restrained. It's not overly exuberant, and there's sort of a almost like minerality about it, a herbal quality as well. It smells good. Let's sip it. Now, if the daily drink is about finding alternatives for people who are a bit stuck in a rut with wine and tend to drink the same wine night after night, I think this will be really good for the Sauvignon Blanc lovers in life. It's got this sort of great juicy, vibrant acidity right through the middle of it. A bit like Sauvignon Blanc, sort of a very citrus, bit grapefruit acidity. It's got a slight saline whip to it at the finish, and more of that exotic fruit on the palate. It's dead dry, you know. But it's light as well. This is a wine you could certainly sit around drinking on its own as an aperitif, or just have it with salads at lunchtime. A wine to drink in the heat. I mean, it would be super in a sort of Greek island in the middle of summer. You know, it's clean, it's expressive. I think the nose and palate both define the grape variety. I think it's categorically Moschofilero, but it's got super length. It's got this really juicy acidity right through the middle of it, and decent density. You know, it's an unpretentious wine, but it's a wine of quality as well, and really nicely made. And I think, yeah, it does Moschofilero. If you have an exceptionally long memory as a Daily Drinking member, you might remember that we've done a Moschofilero before, and a Moschofilero from this winery, but this is certainly a welcome return. This is the 2017 Moschofilero Feast from the Semeli winery in the Peloponnese, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do, because I think that's good wine.